So- Hi, my name is Mario. I'm a student of the BA in English teaching, and I'm going to explain my activities. First, first the background is they are in the elementary school at the sixth grade. The average ages are between 11 and 12 years. It's a private school. It's called Instituto Wixla. The first of those activities is from speaking and then writing, and I'm going to explain it. The first activity consists on a round table in which the students are going to talk about the best moments in their lives. So the at the beginning, I'm as a teacher, I'm going to give an explanation or an example of how they will talk, and then I will ask them to talk between them and create like a funny story between all the things that they heard that their classmates said. Then are the directions. Um, this is a speaking because the students need to speak and share their ideas and an opinion and the story that they have. Then the writing activity is make the story. Um, then the second activity is also with the same background. Um, its length is from 15 to 20 minutes in each activity. The second activity is listening and then writing. Uh, as the first activity, which is from listening, the students must hear a description of three uncommon pets, which are an ostrich, a crocodile, and a spider. Then they will have to think in unusual pets that they must write, that they must have, or they think people must have. And then the writing activity consists on writing two descriptions of unusual pets, not the same that were said. That's why they must think on another unusual pet, and then as they heard how to describe a pet, or in this case a unusual pet, they will know how to use the structure and make a good description. Finally, the third activity is first reading and then writing. This activity consists on students reading a short story about how video games are created. They will have 10 minutes to read it, and then they will have to write a story about how something that they use daily or they have at home was invented. The story has not to be real. It should be fictional and funny. I mean, it could be a TV, the oven, even the stairs that are in their house, and they will hear as they hear how the video games were created, they will have an idea of how to write a story of invention. And in this case, as they this is not a controlled writing activity, they will have freeness to use the words or invent the story they want. Then the problems that they must have are that in in the first, which is speaking, some of the students must be afraid or they can be shy. It would be one of the principal problems. But how can we try to solve this problem? Is that as it is not an specific answer, as it is a personal answer, they really don't have to think so much in what they want to say. And even they cannot say their best moment, but if they talk and they say an, an specific moment, it will be okay for the activity. So this is how it could be solved. And the the feedback in this case would be like, then after all the students write their stories, they can make another round table and share it with their classmates. Um, as they can take parts from the stories that their classmates said, it could be funny for some of them. In the second activity, which is the listening, the the principal issue that I think that can happen is that some students might might have difficulties to focus on the listening, because as the pets are unusual pets, sometimes the words, the adjectives that can be used for describing those pets might be not as common as the vocabulary they use. And how can we solve this? Well, after the first activity of listening, we can make like a small and fast round table or brainstorm to ask for words that they might don't know and that they can use after in their descriptions. And the feedback can be done by, after the descriptions are made, they can make it like in cards and make a like a guessing game with their classmates. So they they can practice the listening again by listening to the descriptions, and it would be a perfect feedback because it's a very complete activity, and they also practice speaking. Finally, with the reading activity and then writing, the problem that I think is that so sometimes the students don't don't are not as creative as teachers must think. Um, for example, I don't know how the television was created, but this is the problem is that their imagination is not as good as we expect. And the solution, it would be to put an example of it, a funny story. It could be from anything that was created, but the fact is that they feel comfortable to express their thoughts and their imagination as they want. Because as this is a not control activity, there are no specific rules. It's free writing. So they must feel comfortable because anything that they write, it will be okay. And the feedback here, it could be also sharing the story, but it would be again a guessing game, or to getting couples and make another story. But the the feedback for this is really simple, because again, as it is not a control activity, it will be just a checking of the grammar used. So it would be a personal revision, and to make the students feel comfortable, they can share it with their classmates and it would be okay.